Hi, it's Mark Mitchell from Wizard Strategy. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite subjects, samples. Samples are one of those very essential and very expensive parts of your marketing budget. And it always amazes me what a disconnect there is with many companies between the marketing department and sample fulfillment, samples, the sample experience, sample fulfillment. So I recently reached out to requested samples from 5 different engineered quartz slab manufacturers. Those are primarily used in countertops. And I reached out, went to their websites and requested samples from 5 different companies just to see what the experience would be like. Now I'm happy to report that all 5 of them fulfilled my requests. They did it in a timely fashion. Several years ago I did this with house wrap companies, and I was amazed at how many companies I never heard anything from. But in this case, all 5 fulfilled the request. Now part of that may be that they all charged. They either charged a shipping expense, or they charged for the samples, they limited the number of samples I could get, but you know, they're kind of asking me, how serious are you? So I don't think that's a bad idea to test, if you're not charging for your samples, perhaps to test charging for it. So I just want to walk through these. Here I am, you know, where things arrive in my apartment building. And so first one we'll take a look at is to say, and so this is from, it says Washington Printing Company, so I'm not sure. But here it is, you know, and it's packed, you know, bubble wrap. I don't know who it's from. And I open up inside here. And inside here, I see that there is there's a letter. Well, actually, it's not even a letter. It's a packing list. Okay. And so this is a packing list that's from LG Houses, you know, a leading quartz manufacturer. Beautiful websites, beautiful trade show exhibits, and so forth. But this is the sample experience that I'm having so far, as opposed to like a cover letter. Glad you enjoyed and you requested LG House and blah, blah, blah. I get this. Now it's also packed in tape that unfortunately I didn't bring a box cutter with me, I don't think, but let me just rip it open. I'll get it. So I open this up. And in here are samples. So they're nicely protected, you know, within here, but there's actually just very utilitarian. There's no brand presence or anything. On the back there is a nice label here that has their branding. So LG Houses, in summary, like, you know, they fulfilled. They sent it in a package that arrived. They executed. Got it here in a few days, which is good. But put a packing list in, and then the 3 samples that I had requested, which had nice branding on the back. But I'm kind of left underwhelmed in terms of if I'm supposed to think that this is more beautiful, higher quality. Is this a company that is concerned about design? Because you know, people that are concerned about design are going to be the people ordering these samples. And so every step, whether it's your trade show booth, whether it's your brochures, whether it's your website, needs to reinforce how design focused and oriented you are. This looks like one of those things where disconnect, like either marketing chooses to ignore samples, or they're told, no, don't worry about that, we just have to send them out. But at a really critical stage in the sales funnel, when I'm ready for a sample, this is the impression that you're left. And as we go through these other ones, I want you to think about that I'm probably also getting samples from others. Here's our second sample from a engineered quartz manufacturer. And so nice, you know, simple package, came in 5 days, which is probably acceptable, although their competitor came in 3. On the outside, I can't tell who it's from. It says Fulfillex. So it seems like an missed opportunity for branding, maybe on the outside. And then inside, very functional, you know, low cost simply, wrapped in foam. And here are the 3 samples I requested, and they're all nice, of course, and clean cut. And on the back is their graphic, and this happens to be from Handstone. So nice looking labeling on here. And I also liked how, I think this is the only one that put this little label up here that tells me the color, which is a nice thing if I had a whole assortment of these, or a nice way to sort one out from the other. In addition to putting the color on the back, they also put it on here. So that was nice. But overall, I'm looking at, it's very functional. There's no sense of design here. They just sent it to me, no cover letter, no brochure, no real branding other than a label on the back of the sample. So we'll go on to the next one. So our 3rd sample here arrived, a little bigger box, and on the outside here, this tells me it's from Cambria, okay, on the packing list, okay? If I can read that, and also on the return label says Cambria. So I know it came from Cambria. Maybe it's, missed opportunity here on the outside of the package for branding, right? Now I open it up and I'm hit with this, if you will, brochure. And, or whatever I want to call it. So let's take a look at that, okay? So here's a nice little beauty, lives in every detail, great little branding piece that, that fit in here. And overall, better than the first 2 that we saw. Then in here is, we've got bubble wrap, and so we've got bubble wrap, and we also wrapped it in another layer of foam to protect it. Kind of a foam paper, I guess I would call this stuff here. That's another thing, is more and more designers are very concerned about, your sustainability. So they're looking at what did you package things in. So, I'm seeing here cardboard, I'm seeing bubble wrap, I'm seeing another type of foam. And so, personally, that doesn't seem overkill to me, but it may be to certain designer architects. Now, I can't remember exactly when we placed the order, but these samples, are nice, once again, nice small size. 2 of them are thicker, and I can't remember if we ordered it thicker or not, or that was the only one that was available. But these are the first 2 that came through thicker like this. They have a nice graphic and story on the back. Perhaps a bit too much copy to my taste, but it's not very inviting to read. And they also did this nice touch of putting the particular color at the top. So I think Cambria, did a nice job overall here. They're certainly better than the first 2, was my impression. And then the 4th one we got here is a bigger box. And I think in this one we may have just intentionally requested bigger samples to see what they came through like. And this one says Tile Distribution Center, so I don't know who that is. Once again, missed opportunity perhaps for some branding. And we open the package up, and we see a lot of, looks like bubble wrap, with this frosted bubble wrap maybe. And so we open that up, a bunch of bubble wrap, and then in here is another, finally a bubble wrap piece with the, I'm hoping soon the tiles inside. And open it up, and here I got 3 or 4, well 3 let's say, larger tiles, little larger tiles that we may have requested just to see how if they were treated differently. When you requested a large tile, they're wrapped in a saran wrap here to keep them together and protect them. And so, nice clean. These have a beveled edge to them, which is the first one I noticed with the beveled edge cut on the sample. And on the back, this says from Daltile, it says American Reserve Quartz from Daltile. This was interesting because it also has a photo of what this looks like. It has a photo of what it looks like and the actual sample. And so that is, let's see if any, I think there might be, they might have snuck something in here, like a brochure or something. Let's just see. I do see also a big UPC number. And no, there's once again, rather big box for the size of samples. No branding on the outside, no messaging on the inside, just functionally sending the samples with good graphics on the samples. And that's our fourth. Now, the last one, our fifth one, to me, most of these have been very utilitarian or functional. You requested samples, here are the samples. We sent them to you. When you're appealing to designers, I think, you're appealing to designers, sometimes maybe you want to make a statement, right? But maybe you just want to maybe you want to step it up, okay? So, create an impression from the beginning, right? Just like you do with your website, create your books and so forth. So here's the fifth one. Now this one came in 3 days, so it got here faster than the others. It says express box. I'm assuming that costs more maybe to get it here quicker. And this one here says came from Caesarstone. So I can see that on the return address, and I see it also in on the shipping label. And then I open it up, and remember what we saw and everything else. Now take a look at what I pull out of here. Oh my gosh, huh? Kind of reminded of a hat, right? Caesarstone design samples, I mean, the side, the overall, just the presentation here. Now, I open this up, okay? And here are my 4 samples. And look, they even, I think, not sure, no, I guess not. I thought maybe, no, I think they did. I think they may have gone intentionally that they may have put these on an angle, the way they die cut this. And so, let's just see here. So I slide one of these out. They are an unusual size compared to the others. And on the back we have Caesarstone. This is probably the number, Frosty, Carina, and and the UPC, all right there, which is nice. Take a look here at, and these are also, these are very thin, which I don't know if that's a problem, particularly if I'm a designer and I want to mount this on a vision board or something. Let's take a look here at another one. Yeah, the darker color is the same, just in terms of its branding. And I just want to see if I open this up. I don't see, there's a little, you can see maybe a little spacer in here. It's very well engineered. It really makes a great little kit, and I probably as a designer would want to just take this along to my client. And so, I do think that, I don't understand why there wasn't like some sort of cover letter, or right here would be a great place for a message about why you chose Caesarstone, or could have slid a brochure in here, or a design trends guide or something. It just seems like that they missed the ball there. But they certainly, to me, did the best job in terms of fulfillment. They also, I encourage you to, if you're interested, order some samples from Caesarstone and watch what happens from a marketing automation standpoint. Watch the responses that you get, and watch not only how timely they are, but also just how beautifully designed and well written they are. So those are, hope you've loved, my review here of experiences with engineered quartz samples, and hope that gives you some of the advice on how to make your samples better.